This isn't basketball, it's a slow-motion car crash on national TV, and Chicago's watching it through their fingers. Here's the headline everyone's arguing about right now. Angel Reese just delivered one of the worst nights of her pro career against the New York Liberty, 0 for 7 at the rim, tying a decade-long WNBA low for close-range misses.
It looked like it's happening. Angel Reese is asking out of Chicago already.
Angel Reese officially puts the Chicago Sky on notice. We're not doing the same thing this offseason that we did last offseason. Stop bringing me bums to play with.
And instead of resetting, she detonated on the refs, the flow, and the vibe. That's the news. That's the clip. That's what lit the fuse. And you felt it because the camera didn't blink. Kamilla Cardoso's face, icy, tight, done. Like a teammate who has already decided Plan A is officially closed for renovations. You want stakes? 2 games into the Tyler Marsh era, and the Sky already looked like a split screen of potential versus patience, with the gap widening by the quarter. The risk is not just a bad week, it's an identity crisis.
All the frustration inward, right at her.
We need great players, and I don't know what that will attract that. Maybe the practice facility will attract that, we'll see. But I think the priority is being able to convince free agents that this is an organization that is going in the right direction. I think honestly, it would be a leap of faith for a great player to come here and show that this is something that they want to be a part of, and we can bring that championship mentality. A leap of faith to think that a great player would want to come to Chicago.
A chemistry fracture and a locker room that can hear the clock ticking while the internet writes the narrative for them. I've watched every possession. I've talked to people who live in those huddles. What I'm about to show you matters because it's not just about a box score. It's about trust, and trust doesn't heal on a flight to the next city. Now let me open a few loops we're going to close before we're done.
We need someone probably
First,
a
the
little
Cardoso
younger with
freeze-out.
some experience.
Was that misread?
Somebody who's been playing the game and is willing to compete for a championship and has done it before. Courtney Vandersloot, by the way, 2-time WNBA champion, 5-time All-Star, 2-time All-WNBA first team, left the New York Liberty, a championship caliber team, to come help out the Chicago. Oh, damn. Oh, damn, oh, dang, oh, damn.
Timing or a message. Second, the core contradiction. How a player built for the spotlight can have the spotlight turn into a magnifying glass that burns the team around her. Third, the road ahead. A brutal run of Eastern contenders that will expose whether Chicago is fixing the offense or auditioning for a reality show. Click confirmation. You saw the misses, you saw the body language, you saw the ref dust-ups. Bold public sentiment. She's more Instagram than in-game. Contrarian twist. This isn't about celebrity. It's about geometry.
I'm not settling for the same shit we did this year. Oh boy. Reese told the Tribune, we have to get good players. We have to get great players. That's a non-negotiable for me. I'm willing and wanting to play with the best. And however I can help to get the best here, that's what I'm going to do this offseason. So it's going to be very, very important this offseason to make sure we attract the best of the best, because we can't settle for what we have this year.
Spacing and the psychology of repeated failure. Quick proof. 0 for 7 at the rim. Multiple blown momentum plays. Visible frustration from the team's 7-footer. Roadmap. We'll break the film, the huddle dynamics, and the path out. If they're brave enough to take it, let's start where the story actually lives. Not in a stat sheet, but in a look. The possession that told the truth wasn't one of the misses. It was the pass that didn't happen. Cardoso had Reese on the low box. The angle was there for a beat, and you could see the calculus in Cardoso's eyes. Thread the needle into traffic and risk another bobble or block, or swing, reset, and trust the second side action. She chose the swing.
Once, twice, 3 times.
And each time Reese clapped beneath the rim, like a metronome nobody else could hear. Context. That's a rookie big at 6 feet 7 inches reading a defense in real time, recognizing the Liberty cheating the entry, and flashing a second body the moment the ball even tilted toward the paint. Application. Cardoso's job isn't to be popular. It's to protect the possession. Framing. This is the heart of Chicago's dilemma. Expectations said, feed the star at the rim. Reality said, we can't afford another empty trip, and the team split along that fault line. Roll the tape again, different angle. You see the hard foul on Reese, the get-up, the extra steps, the teammates sliding in as human seatbelts. The crowd gasps. The whistle becomes the villain in her head. Contrast it with the Indiana sequence earlier in the season, same kind of physicality, different reaction from the other side of the ball. That's not me calling anyone soft. That's me telling you that controlled fire wins games, and uncontrolled fire burns your own bench first. The public wants ejections and viral clips. Coaches want the next play. Chicago needs the next play like oxygen. Here's the second best point, and I'm putting it first because it's the easiest to see. The on-court product stalls when the entry becomes predictable. Watch how the weak side guard stays 1 foot in the paint, 1 foot out, baiting the pass while the high help sits early to block the baseline spin. It's paint defense by committee, and the committee reads your scout. When Reese is 0 for 7 at point-blank range, defenders stop respecting the catch and start hunting the strip. You cannot run modern offense on prayers. Context: the WNBA is too smart for one-note sets. Application: every post touch must be paired with a violent weak side action, split cuts, 45 cuts, flare screens, to punish the cheat. Framing: if Chicago keeps calling the same number, the defense keeps cashing the same check. That's not hate, that's physics. And now the strongest point, the one that hurts. The brand versus ball gap. Off the court, Angel Reese is a phenomenon. Sponsors, cameras, millions of eyes. That doesn't make her a villain. It makes her visible. But visibility cuts both ways. Every miss is a headline. Every turnover is a quote tweet. Every time she barks at a ref, it's suddenly a personality profile, not a split-second decision under duress. Expectation: the spotlight would amplify her greatness. Reality: the spotlight amplifies everything. You don't get to curate what it catches. And when you're 0 for 7 at the rim, the spotlight is a lie detector. This is why the freeze-out felt like a plot twist. It wasn't just a pass withheld. It was a vote tallied in real time. But don't get it twisted. This is not a referendum on toughness. Reese is tough. She'll mix it up in traffic. She'll take hits that would rattle most people's fillings, and she won't blink at the noise. The problem isn't courage, it's control. Body language becomes a second scoreboard. When your palms are out, when your eyes are on the ref more than the ball, when you're living in the last whistle while the next possession starts without you, teammates feel it. Cardoso felt it. You saw her catch at the nail, pivot, see the double, and swing to the weak side shooter. That's not disrespect, that's basketball literacy. If the window's closed, you don't keep hitting it and hope it becomes a door. Mini cliffhanger. What about coaching? We'll get there. First, the comparison that keeps haunting the story. The college rivalry that turned Reese into a cultural event. She embraced the villain mask against Caitlin Clark and wore it like it was custom-fitted. That energy drove ratings, arguments, and an entire subgenre of think pieces. But the pros are oatmeal, not candy. The sugar high doesn't fuel you across a 4-game stretch where your mechanics are off and your reads are late. In the W, style is a luxury layered on top of substance. Without the footwork, the counters, the patience, the villain becomes a caricature, and the caricature can't finish over a help side who already knows your first move and your second. Okay, coaching. Tyler Marsh's job, right now, is crisis architecture. If the external conversation is lack of work ethic, you don't fight it with quotes, you fight it with structure. Limit the dead zones where the ball sticks. Put Reese in motion before the catch. Elbow to duck in, ram action into inverted pick and roll. Empty corner clears that force a single defender to guard the roll and the rim. Make the first read a pass, not to deny her, but to unlock her. Great post players punish doubles by making them late and expensive. If Chicago keeps walking the ball to the block and asking for mercy, they'll keep getting the opposite. Back to the chemistry loop we opened earlier. Practice whispers say the frustration isn't quarantined to game night. Staff are tired. Teammates are choosing couches in the metaphorical living room. One group trusts Reese's swagger. Another group leans toward Cardoso's discipline. And in the middle, a coach saying, "I wasn't aware of any problems," while the cameras catch problems in 4K. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Saying no problem doesn't make it so. It just makes the players handle it for you. Leadership means dragging the elephant into the film room and making everyone feed it the same notes until it shrinks. Let's do a possession-by-possession lyric break. Short lines, quick looks, no mercy. Out of the timeout. Angle pick for Cloud's defender to deny the post. Chicago doesn't bump the tag. Cardoso flashes. Reese seals. The pass is a beat late. Deflection. Reset. Second side action stalls. Handback becomes a turnover because the guard and the big aren't on the same sheet of music. That's not attitude. That's timing. But timing comes from reps, and reps come from trust, and trust comes from See how this circles back? You can't clap your way into the ball. You cut your way into it. You screen, you rescreen, you set a hammer on the weak side. You make the defender pay for taking the entry away. Discipline is not a vibe. It's a checklist. You want a pattern interrupt? Let's talk about the one thing social media actually gets right in all the noise. Accountability and grace can live in the same sentence. Angel Reese can be a marketing powerhouse and also be struggling to finish through contact right now. Kamilla Cardoso can be a composure anchor and also a rookie who will make reactive, conservative reads. Both can be true, and both have to be coached into alignment. When fans say, "She's more IG than in the gym," they're not inside the building, but they are inside the emotional reality. Attention is expensive.